I'll do 2 shakes a day for me. And it's usually after the workout and before bed. There is no off days in health and fitness. Hopefully that makes sense to you guys. Understand that if you're not training, that doesn't mean you're off. That means that's your focus recovery day or days.
See, how often throughout the day are you using protein powder for your protein intake? Well, that's going to depend on each person's individual protein needs, but for me, 3 shakes.
I'll do 2 shakes a day for me. And it's usually after the workout and before bed. But again, I think when you're off season, like Doc's doing, he's doing 3 and he's recovering the body. And for me, I need to make sure that the foods are higher in fat. So I'll also do my protein shakes, but I'll add in some fats to it, some MCT oils and stuff, just to make it a little bit more fattier for me.
Let's see. Nick wants to know what's the tricep issue that I'm dealing with. So, how long have I even been dealing with this? It's been, I want to say, maybe 4 years. It's progressively, it's gotten better, then it's gotten worse. So it just roller coaster up and down. But after getting it examined again last week, I think what's happening is my bicep is actually fused into my brachialis, so a lot of scar tissue, and it's basically just real tight right up in here, and I'm feeling it down here towards the elbow and in the tricep area.
To the other side.
So after getting it worked on, some of this has separated. It's feeling better, but it's still swollen. I'm going to continue to get that worked on, but it's not actually a tricep issue. That's just where I'm feeling it. So I'm discovering now that it's just my bicep has really, really fused into the brachialis. So just trying to break that all up, get that scar tissue out of there so I can have free motion and free movement again so that it's not pulling at my tricep anymore. That way I can get back into benching some heavy weight.
Again, he said that he's never taken time off. I've missed more workouts than he has. Just for you guys to understand that. So again, that's just our approach, that we understand that forcing blood to that location is still helping to heal it. Hulk is the one that said earlier he'll train 6 months and then he'll take a month off and the physique will go away. And then he says that yes, it was from the lack of food when he was taking the month off, but then he also said something here that makes me think of how he's thinking mentally. He says, if I read this correctly, thank you, Mike and Doc, I follow the diet carefully. That's from now on, even on my off days. So just so you guys all understand, he in the term here, and for you, Hulk, you say even in the off days. There is no off days in health and fitness. Hopefully that makes sense to you guys. Understand that if you're not training, that doesn't mean you're off. That means that's your focus recovery day or days. And your nutrition on those days is the same as if you were training. It should be on point and you should be doing the best you can on those days. And we've talked about this a lot, is that it's the 22 hours outside of the gym that's more important than the gym itself. So it is the recovery. It is taking care of your elbows and shoulders. It is getting the proper sleep. It is staying on the nutrition plan. So I would drop the terminology, Hulk, from your mind that you're on the diet even on your off days, because there is no off days. And what I mean, again, for anybody that just came in, off days meaning your nutrition. Of course there's off days when it comes to training. You got to let your body recover, but there is no off days when the nutrition comes into play. Thanks, Nick, for your question. Appreciate it, buddy.
See, my dad's mobility has reduced recently, and I've been carrying him around more often. I haven't been training back throughout this period besides doing pull-ups, trying to not overwork the muscle. Is that the right approach? I would say no. You can still train your back. You may just have to modify it a little bit or change up some of what you're doing. If you don't want to, let's just use deadlifts as an example. If you don't want to deadlift as much, then pull the weight back a little bit or even pull the reps back some. If you want to eliminate it altogether, then you can do something like Superman's on the ground. Just keep that muscle tissue firing, keep those muscles strong, because the type of lifting that you're doing, I would even say that carrying your dad is more functional than weight training per se. So you need to do something that's going to benefit you to continue to lift your father, to carry him around. So, like I said, something like Superman's, there's a really good one that you can do for your back, where you can just, even right now, you can't see me doing it, but if I were to just sit up straight and pull my stomach into my spine and hold that for 5 seconds, you can try it right now. I promise you, you are going to feel that in your lower back. So that's just one of the things that you can do. There's all types of modifications, all types of even body weight movements that you can do that are going to benefit you, and you won't lose too much of what you've done, especially with this period where you've got to carry your father around. That in itself is also a workout. So depending on how you lift him, how you're carrying him, those things are still training. They just may not seem like it.
Doc's in the zone right now, guys, so I recommend really asking him some continuous questions on this. And then I got to ask, Ernest, is this the same? You were in the Titan crew for quite a while, and you were kicking ass, but I also knew that you were working a lot and taking care of your father that's elderly, my age, and slowing down. So if that is, man, I've missed you. I was thinking about you, and I talked to Mona the other day about you, that you were doing so well and so focused in the Titan crew, and then you kind of just disappeared on us. So if this is just I'm the same guy. And I really like Doc's point of view on the Supermans. And if you guys don't know what Supermans are, what we call it Supermans, is you just lay down on the ground and then you lift your feet up, or try to pull your knees and your feet up as you're bringing your upper body up. So it's just a contraction of the lower back. But it's a real fun one. It's so simple and so hard at the same time. Mm-hmm. And a lot of reps there is just tough to do. But I think it's a great one, too, to do that Superman, maybe knowing that you have to lift your dad. Do a couple sets of that before lifting your dad, to kind of warm up your back, and then lift your dad, and then get a couple more in afterwards, just to kind of keep that range of motion, because I know that you're a big kid too. So, and so I know you're strong enough to do this, but I would still kind of warm up. I've known more people that have hurt their biceps by moving their couch and moving their furniture than they ever did hurting themselves in the gym. But I missed you, kid. Man, you were doing so good there.